Are you able
Good
to hear my
morning.
voice?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So now we will start our first lecture of the today. Okay. Sir, do you have that camera with you? Have you bought
I
that
have,
camera?
okay, I have the camera, but the battery charge is not there.
Okay, okay. No problem.
Okay, but today I will get it done. I've tried to find the charger. It
Okay.
was not there.
Mhm.
Okay, so I need to charge the battery because it is not used for some time. I
Right.
need to charge it. I
Sure,
need to
sir.
go out and buy that probably.
Okay, okay.
Okay, my son has another camera.
Mhm.
Then he gave me that, but the battery was not fitting into that.
Sure,
So
sir.
I
No
said,
problem.
okay,
No problem. So now, what we will see, okay, we just have to know the buttons.
physically see. Okay,
Exactly, exactly.
physically see. Okay, sir. It is here.
Right. Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
we will start with our first topic of our entire course will be like introduction to the DSLR camera. That
Okay.
exactly which are the buttons and what is the purpose of that buttons, why they are placed
Okay.
in the camera body like that. Okay.
Okay.
So we will just have a one graphical representation which will help us to understand the exact functioning and the buttons are in a camera. Just give me one
One
moment.
minute.
Yes,
One
sir.
minute. I don't have to write down anything. Later on, you are providing the
Recording.
PPT recording.
Okay, exactly,
Recording
sir.
or PPT? That
I
is.
will provide you the entire lectures recording, sir. Entire
Ah,
lecture which is right now.
no need to write down.
No,
Correct.
no, there is a no need to write down, sir. Okay.
Oh,
Only once our lecture will get done, I will today, end of the day, I will provide you the recording like yesterday,
yeah.
and then you
Yes.
can revise in that lecture. Okay.
Yeah, that is most of the online courses what I have gone through
Exactly.
is all like that only. So,
Sure.
okay.
Sure,
Thank you.
sir.
Go ahead.
So, sir, now we will see the camera function, how it exactly functions.
Okay.
Right, this one. Okay. So now
Okay.
we will understand this entire mechanism of the DSLR camera and then the buttons and how they are placed and what are the uses of that particular button. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you have a camera with you which is consisting two different parts. First one which is called as a lens and the another one which is the body of that camera.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
when you have the camera with you, so that light, okay, the light already gets passed into that lens, then that light gets recorded in the camera, and last thing, that what is the data that is which was captured in the camera, that data we can see in the form of an image on the LCD of that camera. Okay, so we will just put that another image. Okay, so this is the image of the camera. So on
Mm-hmm.
your, that is top of the camera, you will be having the multiple functions, that is multiple buttons will be there, like
Mm-hmm.
first, that is on your lens, the first is the ring which you can use, आप उसको कम ज़्यादा कर सकते हो, which is called as a zoom ring.
Yes.
Yes, on your camera, first of all, the last one is a glass which is called as a lens final, that is lens. Okay, and there is another ring which is mentioned over here, that ring you can switch. आपके कैमरा का जो रिंग है ना, वो आपको घुमा सकते हो
Mm.
सामने, उसको कहते हैं
Yeah.
zoom ring. Can we switch the language, sir, or only that English will be the convenient for you?
Both are okay.
Okay, okay, sir. So that first will be called as a zoom ring. Then another, the small ring is there, which is called as a
But what is this?
this which we put in the front of a lens, which is called as a lens hood.
Lens hood.
Right. What is the use of that
Okay.
lens hood? It protects the lens to get damaged due to the dust or any scratches like that. So what will happen? We just have to put that lens hood in the camera lens. We attach that lens hood to the lens, and when we are capturing, so say suppose dust is there, which is dust particles are there that are directly coming into the interaction of the lens front face, that gets divided. So that is the use of that lens hood. Also there is another that is another benefit of that lens hood, like वो आपका जो लाइट है उस लाइट को कट करता है. Say suppose I am capturing the image, okay, and that lens hood is coming side, that light is coming, so that side light which is coming, that side of the camera, it gets blocked, so that only the front face light will get captured. Okay. So on focus ring is there. There is a right hand side, one small button will be there on your camera. Right hand side.
No, first of all, zoom ring. This is zoom ring, which is going back and forth.
Correct. Right. Which will allow you to zoom. Okay, just give me only one moment, sir. So, which will allow you to zoom the lens, right? Okay. There is another ring which is known as a focus ring. So, what is the use of focus ring? Like when we are using the camera, so that time the camera decides that on which subject we have to focus, and there are total 2 buttons also. There will be like autofocus and manual focus. On the left hand side of the lens, there will be one button which is mentioned as a AF or MF. If you can see on the left hand side of the lens, like here, sir. Here the buttons are there like AF or MF. Left hand side of your lens.
I'm not finding.
Okay, this is your lens. Just see, only one side there are the buttons. Only the left hand side of the lens there will be with the buttons.
Okay. AM is there.
Yes. AF
then
will be there, and
AF is. AM is there. VR is there.
So AF means autofocus. What autofocus exactly means? When you are using your camera. So
No. He has given marking as A and M. A is auto, M is manual.
Right.
One switch it is there.
One switch is there. So that when you are using AF, so that focus ring will not get used. Okay, that focus ring, which one is there, that we cannot use when you are switching your camera on autofocus method. But if you are using a manual, that is M, if you are switch that button to M, so in that case we have to use that zoom lens, that focus ring. So using that focus ring, you can manually decide on which subject you want to focus. That camera should get focus on that particular subject. So that is the use of zoom ring.
But in the picture you are given zoom ring in the front. Behind that there is a ring, but in my camera there is no ring like that.
Exactly, sir. What happens? Different lenses have different mechanisms. So sometimes the zoom ring is in the front, then there is a focus ring is there. Sometimes the focus ring is small.
Focus ring is in the front.
Front. We will do one thing. We will just now look at your camera. That is your model is 5300, right?
DS90.
Sorry.
D90.
D90. Okay. Okay, let's do. Okay, so here is the D90. Okay. So now, that A is there, M is there, right?
Yes.
So what is the use of that A? Is an autofocus, and M, which is known as a manual focus. Okay. There is a second which is called as a VR.
Okay.
So what is the use of that VR? Like vibration reduction. So sometimes what happens when your camera is getting shake, okay, say suppose I'm handheld camera, I'm using camera handheld, and in that times my camera is also getting shake. So in that case, what we can do, we can switch that button to VR, so which will allow you, if your camera is also getting shake but your image will not get shake, like image stabilization. So that VR means when you are using handheld camera, we can put it on mode, which will allow us to shoot, but our image will not get blurred, just because that mechanism which is in the lens, that is called as a vibration reduction, that is stabilization method, stabilization equipment, it will get on, and automatically camera will be stabilizing the image, though my hand is getting shake. Okay. So when we are using that button, when you have a handheld camera, we will use an on, and say suppose my camera is on tripod or in a place where it is already fixed. So that time if it is on off, it is fine.
It does not matter.
Does not matter, because camera is not getting not getting shake. Okay.
Oh, sure.
So there is another, the button is there, like on the bottom side, you are able to see that AF is there and M is there, that like this. AF and M on the body, there is a button. The AF and M will be there, like in this corner, this corner.
Yes.
Right? There is a small button which is known as AF and M. So what is the use of that button? Which is used as a depth of field button. So when we will study depth of field button,
Depth of field button.
Right. So what exactly it allows you, when say suppose I am shooting anything, say suppose subject I am shooting, and how much background will get blur in the final image, that preview I can able to see using that button. So which is called as a depth of field button. We will get to know much more about that particular topic when we will discuss the depth of field chapter in our course. Okay. So as of now, we learned 4 things. One is a zoom ring. Second is your focus ring. Third one is your autofocus and the manual focus button. Fourth one is your vibration. So in Nikon, it is mentioned as a VR. In Canon, which is mentioned as a stabilizer. So different names are used using the different company, but the function remains the same. Okay.
Same.
So there is another button which we learn as a autofocus and the manual, which is called as a depth of field button. So here again there is a one button. You can press it out, like here. Upper side of that button at depth of field button, there is a one more button is here. You can press it. You can press it and you will feel like a spring. Right. So which is called as a lens release button. So when say suppose I want to remove a lens, so I can't remove it like this. So we just have to press that button, and then you have to switch the lens. Automatically you can detach the lens with your body. Again, when you are putting that lens to the camera, you just have to that there is there are the total 2 dots, white color and the red color dot will be there. Same dot we have to match with the body, and then you can attach the lens to the camera. So there is another button which we learn as a lens release button, removing button. Okay, because if that button is not pressed, so you will not be able to detach the lens from your camera. Okay. So again, there are total functions. We will just look it out. Okay. So there is again backlight function is there. There is another BKT button is there. Right. So that BKT button we can see sometimes it is in the camera, sometimes it is not in the camera, depending upon the body. But that BKT, that is a backlight button. So your LCD screen, that is there. Then again there is a one flash button. You can see like a arrow.
Flash.
Right. So when you are using that flash, say suppose I am putting my camera on mode and I am pressing that button. So what will happen? My pop-up flash will get. My flash will get pop-up. Right. So when I have to use an in-camera flash, we have to press that button and automatically your flash will get pop-up, and then you can use your in-camera flash. Okay.
Okay.
So now we will move ahead with the camera mode. That is, there is a one dial on your camera main body. So
Yes,
that
yes.
body has different sign mentioned on that mode dial. So what we will learn each sign exactly which is called as a mode. Okay, say suppose there is a green color auto mode is there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly means, say suppose I am putting my camera on green button, okay, like here. So my camera will function as a auto mode
Automatic.
automatically. So I just have to click the button and camera will do entire mechanism depending upon the light, everything and all, and camera will click the photo. Sometimes this function is big for amateur photographers, like they don't know anything about the camera. What they do, they just put camera on the auto mode and they click. But I will suggest never use that autofocus. Sorry, never use that auto mode. Right, sir. Because when you will use that manual or there are other settings, then you can use and you can practice in a very well manner. Because in in auto mode, you don't have any control on your camera.
Control.
Exactly. Okay. So there is a auto mode is there. Behind that, below that, there is a one circle and one arrow is there, like a flash. Green color auto mode is there, right?
Yes,
on the
yes.
dial. So below that there is another one, that is another one sign which is having arrow sign in a circle.
Correct.
The arrow.
Yes.
Right. What it is known that is known for, it is called as a auto mode but without flash. Means your camera will be on auto mode only, but that flash will not get pop up. So flash will not get used. Only the image will get captured. So the major two difference, that is, the first is auto, where my camera automatically will flash. Say suppose I'm shooting in a low light situation, so camera automatically pop up the flash and it will get, that is flicker. That camera with flash will get flicker. But if you are switching your camera mode on without flash, auto without flash, so what will happen? The camera will click, but that flash will not get pop up. Okay, so now we will learn the few buttons and two mode dials of your camera. That is two methods of your camera in which you can shoot. First is the auto, second is your auto without flash. There is third arrow will be there, like I think I'm not able to see over here in the image. We will just switch the another image which is there, D90 camera mode dial. Okay, like yes. Okay, so now this is your mode dial. In the screen you can see, sir. So we'll learn that first is the auto mode. There is another one which is called as auto without flash. Third one is a sign of female who is wearing hat. Okay, so what exactly means? It's called as a portrait mode. Portrait mode. Right. So when I'm switching my camera on the portrait mode and I'm clicking image of a particular person, so we are shooting a people, so that time we can use this mode. So what will happen in that mode? Camera will judge all the situations, camera will do all the settings depending upon portrait, that I'm telling camera like I'm shooting a portrait. Camera is a machine. What command you will give to that machine, that only will get followed. So these different modes are when you are shooting in different scenario. That time you can use this particular design mode by the company. So there you don't have to worry about the settings and all. You can just put it your camera on the portrait mode and you can click a image. So automatically camera will focus only in the eye of that person. So that camera automatically detects the face of the person and it will get sharp like mechanism, and the portrait you can shoot. Okay. So three methods we learn, that is auto. There is a auto without a flash. Third one, that is your portrait mode.
But at this time, auto is there or only portrait?
No. When you're switching, there is a white color line is there, right? On the right hand side, there is a white color line.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
whichever mode you are selecting, that is which mode is there in front of that line. So that mode is of the camera. So now if I switch that button to the flash, so automatically my auto mode will get that another auto mode will get delete, and I am right now on flash mode. Again, if I switch that camera that is on the portrait mode, so my camera will work as a portrait mode. So that auto mode is not there. Okay. So we learn the auto, then flash, and then portrait. Three things we learn. Then after, there is another square is there, and in that square there is a mountain sign is there. Yes. So it is called as a landscape mode. Okay. So when I'm using my camera to shoot like a landscape photographs, like nature or wide areas there, I'm traveling, and if I found anything a strange place, so I'm shooting over there. But say suppose I'm on portrait mode, so camera will not be able to focus a lot of things, because in landscape there are lots of the things. So if I'm switching my camera on the landscape mode, so automatically camera will come to know, okay boss, so now the situation which is in front of me, it's like a landscape, like a nature. So camera will automatically shoot in a wide angle lens, automatically shifted, and wide image will get captured. So this mode is especially for your landscape photography. Right. So now there is another mode which is called as a macro mode. You are able to see that there is a flower and two pieces are there like this. So this is called as a macro mode. Macro mode what? So when you are using your camera to shoot a small object, like insects are there, then again say suppose one flower is there, like this image. Okay, so this is a spider, but I'm able to see like so much detail in front of that particular image. So what camera will do? Camera will automatically shift in a macro mode, and whichever subject is coming in front of the lens, so that will exactly focus only on the smaller object. So when I'm using to shoot the butterflies or small insects, or say suppose anything which is having that is small size, and that I want to shoot, and I want that background should get blur, and only the focus will be in front of that subject, we will use a macro mode. Okay. So
basically view angle will reduce, correct?
Exactly. Camera will only focus on the smaller object, which is now in front of the lens. Okay. Like I will show you the result, that how the result will be like. Say suppose I am using a landscape mode, so my result will be like this. Okay, that is a landscape mode. Say suppose I am using on my macro mode, so like I will be result like this, smaller objects. And another thing, this is again the example of the landscape. Okay, right. And portrait, we will see the portrait image. Okay.
Okay, I'm familiar.
Right, sir. So
I'm familiar.
Now
you take so many portrait photos for
exactly
application.
Right, sir. Right, sir. So auto without flash, portrait, landscape, macro. Now there is another sign which is known as there is a person, and the sign is like he's running, like athlete. So what exactly means? It is a sport mode. Sport mode means when you are using your camera to shoot where the subject is moving fastly, like say suppose I am using to shoot a cricket match, football match, marathon, or say suppose I'm going to shoot a vehicle which is running car, which is running on the road. So whenever your subject is moving fastly, that time, to get that motion freeze, to get that image clear and that motion freeze, so that time we will use a sport mode. Okay, so that is the thing. So what will camera now do in this mode? Camera will automatically increase the shutter speed. There is another element which we will learn in the next chapter, shutter speed. So this mode is particularly for where you are using your camera to shoot a running subject.
Moving on.
Okay,
Okay, moving on.
so light, and there is a another option is, sorry, there is a another icon which is like a square, and in that there is a man sign is there and star is there
Correct.
after that. So this is known as a night mode. So
Night
say
mode.
night mode. So say suppose when I'm shooting in a night where the light is too much less, and now I don't know exactly which settings are to be used to shoot that particular image. So what I will do, simply I will switch my camera to the night mode, and in that night mode camera, what we will do, camera will increase the ISO, and that image will be having the enough light. So that image will be having enough light using the night mode application. That night mode, when we will switch that mode to the night. Okay. So this
But
mode,
at that time the flash is not required.
no, if you are using your only the camera, okay, so flash will not get pop up. But say suppose I am using my external flash, flash is there, say suppose, and I'm using that external flash to shoot the image, so that flash automatically will get pop, flash automatically will get flicker. Okay.
But in the camera it won't.
No, so in the camera it won't. See, back then आम्हाला जरा इथं ठेवून दे back. I will show you the flash how it looks. External flash. Okay, so you might have seen like this kind of flash. So say suppose this kind of flash I'm using. Okay, I'm just switching that flash like this, and I'm attaching that flash to my camera like here. So what will happen, say suppose I am switching my camera to the night mode, and if I have that external flash with my camera, so automatically that flash will flicker. Okay. Sometimes, say suppose I'm not using that camera flash, okay, external flash I'm not using, I'm using only camera built-in flash. So depending upon the situation, if that situation has too much low light, so automatically that camera pop-up will get flash will get pop-up and it will flicker, depending upon that how much light is coming into the lens. So that decision will camera too. Okay, so these are the these are the presets mode which we have discussed as of now. Okay, there are total 4 modes are remaining, which are in like white color background, which is M, A, S and P. These are the 4 modes, like M, which refers to a manual mode. A means like a aperture priority mode. S means like a shutter priority mode, and P like a program mode. Okay. So what we will do as of now, we will go in aperture, shutter, program and manual. So now we will learn P. We learn auto, then auto with flash, then portrait, then landscape, then your macro mode, your sport mode, your night mode. Then we will jump to P. Now we will go to the reverse, that is P. What P means? P means program mode. So program mode is not that much great, but it's better version of auto. So what is happening? Say suppose when I'm clicking my image on auto mode, and say suppose if I switch that camera on program mode, so what will happen? What is the difference between 2 modes? In auto mode, the image quality will not be that much great, but in program mode, the camera will do the settings in a much better way as compared to the auto mode. So program mode is like when, say suppose I am making one machine and I'm putting different situations, like different situations data in my motherboard, that is on my stored memory card. So automatically the camera will see, okay, so this is the situation, so now I have to use this command. So that is known as a program mode. In that, which are the programs I have already fitted, that I have already put it in the main circuit of the camera. So automatically camera will use that all those algorithms and everything, technical aspects, and camera will click. So auto program is the better version of auto mode. So those who don't know anything, so I will suggest them to go with the program mode, because what happens in the program mode, if you select the image quality gets differ as compared to auto. So both the images are there. So you will come to know that okay, in program mode there is some difference. In auto mode there won't be any difference. Okay. So now we will move towards the S. What is the S? S means shutter priority mode. So now say suppose I am switching my camera to the S mode. So camera will allow me to determine only the shutter speed. There is another chapter, shutter speed is there. So we will do that in the lecture. But as of now, to better understanding of this entire mode is like shutter is one function. So camera allow me to do the settings related to the only shutter. Camera will allow me only to
rest is fixed, only that we can vary. Shutter
exactly.
we can vary.
Shutter we can vary, but that all the situations, all the settings
rest is all fixed.
Fixed, right? The shutter is there, same like in aperture mode, like A mode. So in that I can only do the settings related to the aperture. Rest all the settings will be like fixed. That camera will do. Okay. And now it comes like my most favorite mode, which is the manual mode. In this, we can do a lot of settings. Entire control is in your hand. So you can use your focus method. You can use your aperture. You can use your aperture like close or much number, the shutter, then again your auto wide balance and all. So these are total 7 to 8 modes which are there depending upon your camera body. Like say suppose my camera is a semi-professional level, so there might be the reasons that 2 or 3 modes automatically will get introduced in your mode dial. Like here in my mode there is another 2 or 3 modes, like scene mode is there, then food photography mode is there, then creative filters are there. So the high resolution camera have much more features, but only the basic level camera, every basic level camera will be having these features like auto, without flash, portrait, landscape, macro, sport, night, and then 4 MASP. It is in Nikon, right? It is in Nikon. If you are using Canon camera, so like it will be P will be the same, M will be the same, A is there like aperture priority mode, which will get introduced indicated as a AV. AV mode like that. A in Nikon, and in Canon it will be like AV. In Nikon is a S, in Canon it will be like TV. So there are different that alphabets which are using to get indicated, but the entire function is the same. Okay. So now we learn the few buttons on your lens, then your camera mode dial. Okay, sir? Can we go ahead or we have to revise these things?
No.
Okay. No. So now we will switch to the another buttons of the camera body. Like here, that below that mode dial on the left hand side, there is one rubber strip will be there, which you can remove out like this. If you use your nail and you can remove out. So there are the different ports are used. Ports are there. So why that ports has been given in the camera? There are total 4 ports are there, like DC in, which is a power port. Say suppose I am giving external power to my camera if I don't have a battery. So that DC plug is there. There is another plug is there like USB plug. Then there is a HDMI plug, and last one is a AV out. That is, say suppose I am using television to direct connect with my camera. So that AV wire I can put it that plug and I can use. Below that there is another GPS is there. GPS, one small box will be there. You can just that remove, and there will be another plug which is called as GPS. So say suppose if I am using my camera and if I am attaching one GPS device, that navigation device to my camera, so I can put it in that plug. I am using remote to operate my camera, so I can also switch that wire into that GPS plug and I can use that remote, like wire remote is there. So that we will see in the next lecture, but as of now, for understanding, we should know there are total 4 or 5 plugs are there.
But GPS is not GPS is global positioning system, no?
Right. So sometimes what happens,
But
sir,
how it can do remote?
remote is there. I will show you the image of the remote. Okay. Um, a remote is like, say, suppose. Okay. So like this, there are total 2 buttons. This is a Nikon wireless remote. So what happens? There is a small portion will be there which we have to attach
Okay.
to the camera, and then you can use your remote like this. So you can just press it and automatically the camera will get capture the image.
Okay.
Right. So both are different. Like GPS device you can attach, and also you can use a remote. So this is a wireless remote. Sometimes it's a wire remote. So we have to use that wire. Like I will show in the image here. Okay. So here that a wire is there, right? And it is in that this previous time it was like wire remote. Now we all use only wireless remote. But it was like wire is coming out from your camera and there is a plug. So if you are using that plug, so automatically your shutter will get released and your image will get captured.
Okay.
Okay. So
I don't think I have that.
Okay, no problem, sir. Only now that plugs we should know that where is the plug. DC plug is there, then USB plug is there, then HDMI, AV, and last is GPS device. Okay, so we will move towards the next, that is upper part of our camera, like here. Exposure, okay, right. Okay, so we learn that mode dial. So now that in middle of your camera is like steel, there is a one metal sheet is there, like you can say it is called as a hot shoe. So hot shoe, it means you can attach an external device to your camera. It can be anything. Like if say suppose if your flash, if your external mic, then also you can attach. Like I will show you. Okay. So I have one mic with me, so that I can put it on my camera, and I can attach my camera using that hot shoe. Okay, so like this is a external mic. If I want to use that external mic to my camera, I will just simply put that camera mic. I will just simply put that mic on my camera hot shoe, and I will lock this function. So automatically now I can switch this camera into the mic mode, and whatever will be the voice, if I'm capturing a video using my DSLR camera, so internal mic is also there. But if you are using your external mic, so automatically the voice quality get enhanced. Okay. So this hot shoe is for multi-purpose. You can use any device to attach your camera using that hot shoe. So there are
even the flash is attached there.
Yes, sir. Now I'm switching my flash. At a once we can only use one device like this. So say suppose I'm using my flash, so I won't be able to use my mic.
No, I'm just saying same spot you are putting your flash also, correct?
Yes, flash is there, then another mic is there. Say suppose if I want to use another, like trigger is there, which I'm called as a remote. So when you are using your camera for fashion photography, so that time there is another remote is there like this. So these are like transmitter, one is there and one is a receiver. So this transmitter I will put on my camera, okay, on hot shoe. It will, like when I'm clicking an image, so automatically the 4 or 5 lights which are in the studio, that flash will get pop up. So at a time I can use multiple flash. So these are like your remotes. Okay. So that hot shoe is for multi-purpose. You can use anytime as per your requirement. In the left hand side, now we will see the most beautiful part of the complex machine. There is called as a shutter release button. So there is a white color button is there. If you are pressing in, So there are total 2 press. So say suppose if you are half pressing, so you will feel like yes, that image button is half pressing, and once you press fully, so automatically that image will get captured.
Okay.
Okay. So there is a one main shutter release button is there. There is a one switch also, that on and off. So if you are switching that button, so your camera will be on mode. If your switch button towards the left, the camera will be on off mode. So when you are using your camera, you have to on the camera, that it's a machine like power on. So like this is the power on button and power off button. Okay. So behind that camera, that power on and power off, if you see, there are total 2 buttons. One is called as there is a red color one mark is there, and then button is having circle and 4 dots, which is called as a autofocus button. Okay. And then another one, that is a plus and minus. So from here you can add, you can increase, you can decrease. Okay. There is another
only
button.
Focus. Only focus increase.
Focus or shutter speed. Say suppose I want to increase the shutter speed. So
any increase, decrease you can do.
Right. Plus, minus, that things we can do. So why that button has been given? Say suppose I want to use a shutter increase or decrease. So we will press 2 buttons automatically. So that shutter I can increase, I can decrease. Another button which is called as time button. Like you will able to see like one circle is there, like watch, and on that button there are total 4 square. So which is called as a high photography method. What will happen if you press this button? So it will allow you to take a multiple image at once, like when you are using your camera for action mode. Okay. So we have to click the images more fast. Like say suppose in my camera, if I'm switching my camera on my high speed photography using that button, in Canon it is mentioned on back side. In Nikon it is mentioned on upper side. So now say suppose I'm clicking my camera, and you will able to see how many images are clicking by camera. Okay. So now the camera has took 20 images at one when I press. So if suppose my subject is moving, so what I will do, like I will press and fatapat. So multiple images will get. So that motion freeze will get happen using that high speed button. Okay.
Only once you press it is not locked.
No, only once. Only if you press once, automatically. Multiple images are getting right. So like it is used in wildlife photography, specifically like birds photography. If you want to capture, or if you want to capture any fast movement like sport photography, Formula 1 racing, so that time the photographers switch their camera in a fast mode. And what camera does, camera at one single image, camera will take multiple images. So which will be the better shot, that best shot, we will put that shot different, and in the editing part we will edit only that part shot. So that is the reason we can see like this is a car and in a fast speed if it is running, and also why the camera person has able to shoot that car. So why it is just because of this button. They shoot 20-25 images, and after 25 images they put what they will select. They will select one image which is a better. Okay. So now on the top of the model we learn that mode dial, then your power on power off button, then your focus button, then your plus minus button, then high speed photography button. Now your autofocus, that is there is a button AF and there is a green color dot. So if you see, sir, there is a green color dot on your AF button and also on your plus or minus button. There are total 2 green dots. Why it is? Right. So say suppose if I am using autofocus, okay, so I will press autofocus button, plus while pressing autofocus I can press that plus or minus, so I can increase or decrease. So at a time I have to use 2 buttons. One will be the press button, I will press the autofocus. Now I can increase using that plus minus, okay, increase or decrease, that both the buttons are get used simultaneously. Okay. Now there is an LCD. So this
Mhm.
LCD is the indicator which allows you to understand which settings you are using. So now say suppose here we can see there is a 250, means your shutter speed is 250.
Okay.
It's a f dot which is called as the aperture. So I will come to know that my aperture level is at 5.6. That is on
Okay.
5.6 method. That we will come to know in next lecture when we will
Okay.
study about aperture, shutter speed, like that. Okay. So we learn the buttons on the lens, then the top of the body, and then the left hand side of the body.
Mhm.
Okay. So now
Mhm.
we will switch our image to the back side of the camera. Okay. Till now, do you have, sir, any doubt that which modes we have discussed
It's
as of
okay.
now? Okay,
No,
okay.
it's okay. Generally.
Sure, sir. So now we will see the back side of the camera. What is
Mhm.
the buttons which are there in the back side? Okay. So here
Mhm.
you can see there is, we will go from the left hand side. So
Okay.
there is a first top button is there, which is called as a delete button. You will be able to see there is a dustbin sign on that button. So
Okay.
suppose if I'm clicking, if I click one image and now I don't want that image, it is getting blurred, or say suppose it is not perfect image. So what I will do, I will just delete that image. So automatically that data will get deleted from my memory card. So
Okay.
this is a very useful button, because when we are using that analog camera, using that roll one camera, so we have to wait till the time that lab
Minor development.
exactly, and each
Mhm.
image will cost us, because when you are using the film, so each film was costly, and say suppose I don't have a perfect image which was captured, so I lose my money which I invested in that particular film. But in the digital
Mhm.
camera, it's a, we can say it's a miracle. There is a much better button, delete button. You just want to see, okay, not perfect, delete it. Again click once, again click once. Okay, so this is the delete button. Then below that there is a play button, playback.
Playback.
Right, so say suppose I'm using one video, I'm clicking images, I'm uh, shooting videos, and when I want to play, so I will just press that play button, and I will able to see the images which are on my
Mhm.
memory card. So that play button is used for your preview button, like a preview
Okay.
button.
Review.
Okay,
Okay.
so now below that there is a menu button. So what is
Mhm.
the menu button? It allows you to do the settings, that to do the settings in your camera. So like in a remote control also of the TV, there is a menu button. If you press menu
Mhm.
button, you will come to know there are different settings
Options.
will be there, options. So there is a menu button. Below that there is a white balance button. So white balance
Mhm.
button means the setting which is related to the white balance, that we can do using this button. So what is the white
Mhm.
balance, and when we have to use that white balance, that we will see in the next lecture. So as of
Okay.
now, this is a white balance button, that is WB button. So
Okay.
now there is another button which is known as a ISO. Okay,
ISO.
right. So ISO means when you are using your camera in a low light situation, so that time there is a one factor which we use, which is known as a ISO. So that you can increase or you can decrease using this button.
Mhm.
Okay, so white balance and the ISO, you just have to, as of now, to remember these are the buttons which we will allow us to do the settings related to the white balance, to the settings related to the ISO. Okay, so now last one is a qual button. Qual button means you can zoom it or zoom out, and say suppose you are using your LCD, that is a live view. So when you are pressing that button, so now you can touch your camera, and you can using your settings, using your touching that camera LCD. But your camera is, I think, directly LCD button. There is a not touch screen. Is it a touch screen camera, sir?
I don't know.
Okay, okay. Because as of now, this camera is not a touchscreen camera. It's only you have to use the buttons for doing all the settings. But the professional cameras have touchscreen factor, touchscreen method. So you can just click on the, you can touch on the screen, and then you can
Okay.
select the settings. Okay.
Okay.
Call button
Mhm.
is there. Then on the right hand side, okay, you will be able to see one square is there, that is below that horseshoe, which is known as the viewfinder. So this button, sorry, this part of the camera, which is known as a viewfinder. So when you are shooting, you just are like this and you are using your eye to see what your camera is capturing.
Okay.
Okay, so when you will use that, which is called as a viewfinder, you can see that you are now which subject you are clicking. So that is a viewfinder button. Okay, so it's a part of the body. It is not a viewfinder button. It's a part of the body. Side of that part, will be one small button, like there is a small dial which you can scroll. There is a plus and minus which is mentioned.
Yes.
So why this button has been introduced? Say suppose I'm using my camera, but now as you can see, I have a specs. Okay, so say suppose I want to see, but I can, using this camera, using this scrolling button, I can see clearly or blur. So say suppose I'm getting blur in the viewfinder. So using that plus or minus scrolling, I can clear that image. So like it's just for our people like us. Exactly, because our eye is having number. So I'm using my spectacle to see, but when I'm using the camera, so if I say suppose if I'm seeing from naked eye, so I will not be able to see. So what I can do, I can just plus or minus that scrolling button, and then I can see it clearly. Okay. So that is for the viewfinder clearance. Okay. Then there is a right hand side, another button is there, which is called as a AE. Okay, so AE or AFL button, that button which is called as a autofocus electronic or autofocus normal. So that you can select from that side. There is another left hand side, main command dial is there. There is a one scrolling button will be there. You can scroll it like this. In Canon it is in back side, sorry, in Nikon it is in back side, in Canon it is in front of side. So if you see on the left right hand side of your camera, there will be one scroll dial.
Yes.
Which is called as a main command dial. So you can switch your settings using that command dial, and this command dial is multi-purpose function. So you can do anything using that command dial. Okay. So now below that command dial, there is a live view switch. Live view switch means when you are using your camera, okay, and you are not using your viewfinder to see, so you can just press that live view and you will able to see on your screen. So now you can use your screen to see what is the camera will get captured. Okay, so that is a live view button. Then there is a one scroll button, you can see like navigation, which is having OK in the middle, then front arrow, below arrow, side arrow, and left hand side and right hand side arrow. Okay, then there is a focus selector lock. There is one focus selector lock. So what happens, sometimes say suppose I'm locking focus on particular subject. So what I will do, I will just put my camera on lock, and I will use that focus selector lock to switch, and if I switch that, so automatically my focus will get locked on particular subject. So if my camera is also moving, the focus will not get changed. Focus will be only locked on that particular subject. Okay, so that is there. And the last button, which is known as the information button. So what is exactly it is used for? So when if I captured one image, okay, now I want to see the information about that image, like what was the shutter speed, what was the aperture level, how much is the memory, how much is the resolution of that image. So that entire information I will be able to see when I will press that information button. Okay, so now on the back side we'll learn the buttons. Front one is a viewfinder, from which we will see that what is getting captured in the camera. Second, the playback button, which will allow us to play all the images, all the videos which are there in my camera. Then third is a menu button, which will give me an option to do the settings. Then there is a WB button. WB means a white balance button, which I can use to do the settings related to the white balance. Then there is a ISO button. Again, it will allow me to use the settings using the ISO. Then call button. So call button is there. When I can press, I can zoom in or zoom out that particular image which is getting displayed on my LCD screen. Then there is a scroll dial below that viewfinder, which will allow me to see the clearly if I'm using the specs or I don't have a specs that time. Then there is a AE or AF, which is called as autofocus button, that I can use. Then there is a main command dial button is there. Then there is a live switch button, which will allow me to see in my LCD what is getting captured. Then there is a multi-selector, that is 5 buttons are there. Okay, that is a set button, front arrow and navigation button. Then there is a focus selector lock. And last one is your information button. Okay. So if you see, sir, as of now, we learn total how many buttons we will learn. That is, first one is your zoom ring. Okay. Then second one is your focus ring. Okay. Third one is your focus button, that is autofocus or a manual button.
Okay.
Third one. Fourth one is your VR, that is the image stabilization. Okay. Stabilization.
Yes.
Then fifth one is your flash pop-up button. That upper side flash pop-up button.
Yeah, I know.
Then sixth one is your backlight button. Okay. Seventh one is your lens release button. Okay. Eighth one, which is your autofocus manual, that is the depth of field button.
Depth of field.
Ninth one, which is your main mode dial of the top of the body. 10th one, your DC in, that is a power switch. 11th, that is a USB. Then 12 is your HDMI. Then 13 is your AV out, that is for LCD and all. Okay, and then 15 is your GPS. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 buttons on the left hand side. Then we saw the upper side of the camera. Just give me only one moment.
No.
Yeah. Okay, now we saw the horseshoe, that is a 15 number. Horseshoe where I can place my flash. Okay. Then 16 is your LCD. Okay. Then 17 is your autofocus button, which is having the red mark. Then 18 is your power on or power off mode. Then 19 is your shutter release button, that is a white color button. You can press half it or fully. Okay, 19. 20 is your exposure compensation button. Okay, exposure compensation, that is the increase or decrease, plus or minus. Okay. Then 21 is your release mode, that is the high speed photography. If you want to select on high speed camera, so that 20 buttons is using. Autofocus mode button, that is your 21. Okay. Then on the right hand side, right, 21.
There is a one more button in front of the on-off button below, in front of the camera, which is scrolling dial.
Scroll dial. Right. So in Nikon, it is called as a scroll dial, main command dial. Just give me only one moment. We will see in the image. In the red color, below that red color is here, right?
Yes.
Okay. We will see. I will show you. In Nikon, that command dial. So this is for your shutter speed or your settings of the camera. So when you are using your half press of shutter release button and using this mode, that is this mode which is there, below that there is a red color dot, which is again the mode, that is we can call it as a release mode. So which will allow us to do the settings related to the shutter speed or aperture. So we can increase or decrease from there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use like a scrolling button. There is a scrolling button, that one. In Nikon, it is in front side. In Canon, it is an upper side.
Okay.
We can just see over here. Okay, now we saw the left hand side, then top side. Okay, now we will come to the back side, which is delete button, that is the 22 button, then playback button 23, menu 24, then help or protect or white balance, that is a white balance setting 25,
Okay.
zoom or ISO button 26, then call button, which is ISO. I told you that zoom in image quality is that 26. Then you are again known as a viewfinder adjustment control, that is diopter adjustment control, that is 27th. Then your focus exposure lock, then 28th. Then your mode dial 29, your live view 30, your multi selector 31, OK button 32, focus selector lock 33. Then there is a one small that is, we can say small light is there, that is memory card access lamp. When you are using your memory card, so automatic that red light will get blink.
Okay.
There is a light which is in your body. So if you are removing your memory card, also it will show you that memory card has been removed. Using that light automatically, that light automatically will get flushed. That we can say वो light automatically चमकेगा वहाँ पे, red color light is there. So that memory card access lamp is there, that 30, I think 34 or 35 button. Then information button 36. Okay, so now we will come to the front side of the camera, which is this one. So that just you can see. Okay, right, back side is here, front side, like T. $18. Okay, so now on your left hand side, that is sorry, on your front side of the camera, there will be, okay, this image is too small. We will see the another image. Okay, this is again high resolution image. We will see. Okay, now, so this is your D40 camera. Sorry, D40 camera is there. D90. So you have your shutter is, and then there is a one switch dial is there. Okay, that switch dial which we have discussed. There is a one white color light is there, sir. Called as a your focus light. Sorry, your focus light. And when you are using your camera, so automatically the camera will detect that light will get blink, and the camera will be able to see, and then camera will get focus lock. So that light is used. Okay, that is another thing. Below that there is a flash button. Again, there will be the flash sign will be there. If you select, like here, some mention is function button will be there. I think function or flash button will be there. I'm not able to see in the image. Say suppose if I go to the another images, because every camera has buttons which are common, but different cameras have different buttons. So sometimes that button settings are in the LCD or on, that is on touch screen. Sometimes that buttons are given specially in the camera itself.
Yep, it is written. Yep.
Sorry, which what is written, sir?
Yep.
F function button will be there, like FN function. So you can click that button, and automatically that function will get displayed on your LCD screen. that which
Okay.
function you are using. Okay,
Okay.
that is button. And there is a lens which we can remove it or we can remove it or you can place in your camera. So you can see this is only one small camera which is the beginner level, but it also has more than 35 buttons. So we
But
never
there is one button below the lens.
here.
Ah,
Okay,
ah.
okay, just give me only one moment.
Nothing is written there.
It's like depth of field button is sometimes is given on the left hand side, but there is another button also which we will just see. Lens removal button. There is a one button which has given. Yeah, here we can see the function is there. That is the function button which you saw. This is function button, and there is a small button you are saying like that which is in back side. Okay, just give me only one moment. I don't know exactly that what that
Okay,
button
no
is.
problem.
Because sir, what happens? Every camera has different buttons also.
Yeah.
So might be there is a button. There will be use of that button. There will be another use of that particular button, but we have to see that button. What is exactly?
Okay, no problem.
I will just now find it out, and I will definitely let you know what is exactly that button is all about
Okay.
and
Wonderful.
how that function and all. Okay. In the next lecture, that will also we will discuss. So as of now, we saw the three different parts of the camera. That is your left hand side, which is lens, then right hand side and top side and your bottom side. Okay. So now if you come across the bottom side of the camera, there you can place your battery in the camera, and there will be the one information which is mentioned in the front back of your camera, sorry, bottom of your camera, which will be having the serial number of your camera. Okay, another that main date manufacturing and all this company related information that will be there, like yes, here. So this is the
Nikon
information
Corporation,
button.
Japan, made in Thailand.
Right. Made in Japan, made in Thailand, and you will come to see that what is the power consumption of your camera, which is 7.4 or 9 volt and 2.5 or 2.5 ampere. So this is the battery consumption of your camera, and here that lock which you are able to see, that lock if you remove, so automatically now it will get removed and you can place your battery. So
I know.
There, and in middle of your camera there is a one steel button. Sorry, steel hole
Not
is there.
a button.
Is hole, and you'll be having threads in that.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, it's an universal universal thread, and this is used to place camera on a tripod on every object.
Okay.
Wherever if you are using your any camera, that camera will having this thread. That is, you can place your camera, you can attach your camera to the tripod, to the slider, to the gimbal, everywhere you can use that button. So like say suppose in my camera, I have attached the tripod mount over here to my camera, like here. So you can see there is one small that thread is there. Okay, and this is my tripod mount which is having same the thread. I will just put it and I will fit it. So which is used for universal, and this size is universal. So irrespective of your company of your camera, irrespective of your model, that thread will be remain the same. Okay. So now we saw the particular buttons of your camera, sir. Okay. And what is that is we can say exercise for today's lecture. So it is for you like a homework. So when you will be having that battery with you, you just have to place one subject, like this bottle is there. So place a bottle on table and click multiple images of that bottle using the different mode dial. So say suppose if you click on auto, then again use auto without flash, again use a portrait, click the same image. So how many, yeah, 7 to 8 images when you will click. So tomorrow we will discuss what is the difference between that particular image, why that difference has been occurred. Okay? Sure, sir. So as of now, what we studied today, so do you have any question or any doubts, sir, related to the only camera that we saw today?
No, you just now said one question only I have. You said you keep an object, okay,
Right.
and shoot.
Right.
Okay, using different options, you can select auto or manual or flash or whatever it is.
Exactly.
But how far you stand from the object to shoot?
2 or 2.5 feet or 3 feet.
Okay.
It's depends upon us. Not much far, but make sure that that is the lens which you are using. Can you show me the lens which is attached to the camera?
Open it.
Yeah, the lens which is your camera. On that lens, it is mentioned like there will be some number like 18, 55 or 55, 250. So which is the minimum number on that lens? There will
number I see.
I will show you in the image.
Yeah.
Okay. So now say suppose this big lens you have. So right. So there will be the Nikon DXVR which is mentioned, and on the in white color there will be some numbers like 70, 100 or 125. Below that your zoom ring.
52 it is written.
52?
3.61 feet, diameter 52.
3.6 feet meter, right? So diameter, and there will be focal length of your lens, which is called as a numbers will be there like
0.1.
No, sir. There will be number of series. Like I will show you in the image. Okay. Say suppose.
Oh, I got it.
Right. White color numbers will be there.
Yeah, 55 up to 200.
Right, 55, 200. Okay. So that is the lens. If you are attaching to your camera, so your distance it can be 3.5 feet or maybe 2.5 or 3.5. If it is 4 feet, again it is fine. But don't go much far from your subject. Right. And when you are using different modes, so make sure that the distance where you shot the first image, from where only you have to shot the second image.
Yeah.
So we will come to know that how much depth of field, that how much blur background we are getting over there.
Okay.
So you can put this one big lens also, or if there is a small lens which is already attached to your camera, so that lens also you can use. So I will suggest if you have that small lens with you, just attach that small lens and shoot with that small lens. So your distance will be 2.5 feet.
Only some covers are there. I don't have a lens. Maybe he has taken it. I have to ask him.
Okay, sure, sir. No
he has so many covers for a Nikon, something and all. I don't want to worry.
Okay.
And he has kept something else also. I'm not. This is separate camera, I think, correct?
Just
it is a separate Canon.
Just show me that to the camera. Just bring it closer to your camera. Yes, it is called as a your Canon Coolpix camera, point and shoot camera. So if you,
for what?
I will show you. I will let you know what is exactly it's all about. In DSLR, you can change the lens, but in this camera, you can't change the lens. First major difference. Then the second difference is you can shoot if your subject is too much far, you can zoom it very well. So there will be written that 30x zoom or 10x zoom. So you can zoom your lens. So there is a one motor. If you turn on your camera and if you pull that zoom button, so automatically your lens will get increased. That lens will get that lens, we can say it will come forward and that subject you will be able to see in your screen. So
Okay.
it is like for people who just want to click, and they don't have the they don't want too much settings and all. Just you can click, you can shoot your camera, you can place it on your subject, and simply you can see. So
Okay.
entire setting will be the like your auto setting. So these are
Okay.
the people, and that camera price is getting started from 4.5 thousand, maybe 7 or 8 or 9,000 point on shoot camera. This is a different type of camera which is not related to the DSLR.
Okay.
DSLR, yeah, there are total 2 or 3 types of cameras. Which is your point on shoot, like which you saw me right now. Okay, which you show me right now. First point on shoot. Then another one is your DSLR, which you have.
Mhm.
There is another one which is a mirrorless camera. So what is a mirrorless camera? We will come to see in the next few lectures. Then there is the underwater camera. Then GoPro is there, GoPro camera, which is an action camera.
Okay.
Then again there is an instant camera. Lots of different types of cameras are there. So that
What is this?
this is called as a blower. What exactly it's all about? Say suppose I will show you. So to clean the lens, say suppose
Okay.
if I'm using that blower, yeah, sorry, here is it. So what is the use of that blower? You can just simply like अगर मैं मेरे मुंह से फूंकता हूँ तो क्या होता है that you can say humidity or
Moisture
that
also.
moisture you can place on the lens. So you have to use this blower, like put your lens like this, okay, and then clean your lens and the sensor. So that entire dust is there, that dust will get clean off, and without moisturing on your lens, first part, it can be clean. So it is a cleaning plant. It is called as a blower.
Okay.
Right. So again, there is a one more part which we forgot, which is called as a lens cap.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a lens hood which we initially we discussed about. So now say suppose if I am removing that lens hood, okay, I have removed the lens hood side, and now my lens is like this one. It's an open lens. So when it comes from the company, it was like this. Okay, that cap is there, which we have to place on top of your lens. Then sometime you can use your hood to attach your lens. And as I told you that what is the use of that lens hood. So say suppose if I'm capturing right now, so the light which is coming from this side, it is getting blocked. So I am preventing any dust particle also which is coming from the side, it will get blocked, and my only the light which is coming from front side, that will get recorded. So sometimes it is useful, sometimes you are not supposed to use that, depending upon the situation in which you are shooting.
Okay.
So the lens hood, we can say like a protection for your lens. If your lens is getting a fall, so that time your lens will not get broke. That lens hood might get damaged. So these are the protection equipments which you use for the camera.
And actually, this was there in every camera. Earlier, small camera also.
Small cameras also. But now there are another 2 or 3 types of the lens hood. Sometimes you will be able to see like this is a curve hood. Like there are called as we can use parts are much more bigger, small 2 parts are smaller. Called as a butterfly type of lens. Sometimes you might have saw like there is a one that one circle only, like entire will be normal hood, which is called as a lens hood, which is having fixed focal length. So that is we can say like a normal lens hood. So there are 2 types of lens hood, which is one is total entire focal length, that which one you have right now. If you just put that lens hood, we can see. Right. So this is a flower type. Entire ring is there, which we have, and this is a flower type. So depending upon our lens, we can see. But there is another function that which size of lens hood you have to purchase for your lens. So if you see your lens, and on the top of your lens there is one number which is mentioned. I will show you how to read a lens. 5200 you told me, right? 200 mm. Okay, so now yeah, okay, so say suppose this is your lens 5200. So my diameter of the lens hood, it should be only 52 mm. Each lens has a different diameter, so using that diameter only I have to purchase the lens hood. Say suppose my diameter is 67 mm, and if I using that lens hood, so it will not get fit to my lens. So first of all we have to see that how much is the diameter of my lens, and that diameter lens hood only will get attached to my lens. So if I want to read this lens, that what is this exactly is lens about, it means a Nikon AF-S is a type of lens. Okay, DX, okay, Nikon lens is there. Then my focal length is 55 into 200 mm is my focal length. 1.5, 5.6 is my aperture level. Then ED again is a one indication. VR, that is a vibration reduction, that image stabilization is already in the lens. Then your infinity distance we can say, which is 1.1 meter or 3.61 feet. So when you are using your lens 55 to 50, so your subject, it is, if it is more than 3.6 feet, it will be able to focus. But if it is much closer on your camera, so your camera will not be able to focus on your subject. So minimum distance, it should be 1.1 meter or 3.6 feet from your camera. That is the answer for your question, that when you will this lens for shooting that particular bottle, you can place it any bottle, sir. Okay. So this we learn that how to read a lens. So depending upon each lens, like this is a hood, it is called as a butterfly type of hood. Different. Now here the diameter is 34 mm. Okay, so like we can say you have this type of hood 55 200. So in Nikon provides a lens hood along with the lens when you purchasing the camera. So that time most of the companies provide the lens hood.
Match.
Right, but in Canon it don't provide the lens hood, so we have to purchase separately. If you want, you can purchase it separately depending on which lens you have. Okay. So for today's lecture summary, we saw the particular functions of your DSLR camera, which are the buttons, and there is a one button that I will let you know tomorrow. What is the use of that particular button? Okay. Tomorrow we will study that how exactly camera functions, like our topic in the lecture, that this image we will study. Now tomorrow's topic will be much more interesting because these are totally technical parts. So we will be having much more technical discussion in this, how that light gets passed into the camera and how you are able to see what is in the lens, that through the viewfinder, that we will see tomorrow. And on third part, like here, so tomorrow we will see how the camera function and the types of lenses. So which are the types of lenses and why they are used. Okay, sir. So now, as of now, do you have any doubt related to today's lecture, that what we have discussed everything and all?
It's okay. We have gone slowly. I have understood. Once I do some, now my first job is to charge the battery so
Sure,
that I
sir.
can
Sure.
use the camera.
Take your time. And sure.
Only if I fail to do that because of the COVID, some shops may be closed and all. I have to go and look at it now.
No problem.
Once I am able to do, I will do the experiment.
Okay? Sure, definitely, sir. And whenever you are getting any problem, just let me know. Then we can discuss.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Thank
Bye,
you.
sir. Take care. Tomorrow we will meet at
Okay.
9 o'clock.
Okay.
Bye, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.